Hey sexies, what is up? I am driving back to Orange County after having an amazing morning with my soul sister Elle Conjolier from Pave Group. She actually is living in Dallas right now, and she used to live in Orange County, so every time she comes out here we get together, and she needed a ride to the airport, and I was like, why don't we go have brunch in Manhattan Beach, and then I will take you to LAX, and then I'm driving back down and teaching spin and going to Diamond Factory. And I'm just so present right now to the freedom to be able to take a Tuesday morning and go have lunch and talk about stuff that matters, and like really plan a lot of really awesome like networking events and just boss babe women's empowerment events together. And even though we live in different cities, we can do so much together still, and it's just so awesome to have friends like that. And something that we talked about is like having friends and having people in your life that you're surrounded with that talk about the stuff that matters to you. So whatever that is. For me and for Elle too, it's about empowerment and how can we work together? How can we like make sure that all of our friends win? And we have a lot of other friends that are entrepreneurs, so how can we all collaborate? Women empowering women, not just talking about it, but actually doing it. And it's just so incredible when you find your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and you're either attracting or repelling people based on your vibe if your vibe is strong. And I'm really clear that Team Sexy and Heather Cullen are not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. But when you get there, it's like being yourself is more important than people liking you. Obviously, like, what does being yourself look like? Like, if it's empowerment and love and all of that, you know, that's really important. Not being a bitch and people not liking you and being like, oh, well, I'm just being myself. That's a whole nother conversation. But being yourself and really understanding, especially if you're an entrepreneur or have some sort of brand, it's like, is your brand clear? Like, do people understand what you're up to, right? Mine is creating sexy confidence and self-love, designing your boss babe life through nutrition, fitness, empowerment, and community, right? And I could say that off the top of my head while driving in traffic on the 405 because it's real, because I live it every single day. And at the end of the day, it's the expression of Heather Cullen. So is your vibe, is your energy, is your outfit, are your decisions, are your thoughts in alignment with your branding, in alignment with your mission, and in alignment with where you ultimately say that you want to go or that you are going? In every action, in every conversation, in every way of being, are you headed in that direction? And if you're not, if you're wishy-washy, you're all over the place, you're playing small over here, you're really big over here, why? Usually it's fear or distraction, or you're caught up in some kind of drama. You're surrounded by people who are talking about small things like other people, right? People that are not empowered, I forget the quote, but it's like, small people talk about other people, leaders and visionaries talk about their global mission. That's my version of the quote. And it's just so incredible when you start surrounding yourself with people who are talking about big things. One of the coolest things too, and the reason why I love physical transformation, why I love talking about nutrition and fitness, is because, as I said yesterday, if you didn't see my video yesterday, I was talking about the levels of transformation and how there's different levels. Most people start with their environment. They change their environment. They change who they're hanging out with, or they start going to the gym more, right? That's an obvious one. And then they'll start like maybe eating clean or making different choices or working out more consistently. So that's changing a behavior. And that's all still physical. That starts to affect the mindset. It starts to affect the identity, how they think about themselves, right? That's the ultimate goal. Like, I can get you abs, I can get you feeling healthy and looking great, but if you still don't love yourself and you still look at yourself in the mirror and talk shit to yourself, which I still do every day, so it's a daily process, right? What's the point? Like, what's the point of having abs and posting them on Instagram if you still don't love yourself? And there's plenty of people who do, but that's not the game that I'm playing. So it's not weight loss at all. It's body positive transformation. It's transformation on the planet, and that's what I'm fired up to talk to people about. So if you're trying to talk to me about all the negative stuff in your life, or complaining, or being a victim or whatever, or other people, I'm just not going to have conversations with you, because there's really no space in my life at this point to talk about that stuff. It doesn't mean someone's a bad person. Negative is natural and positive is on purpose, right? I say that all the time. So I'm not surprised when people start talking about negative stuff. And it actually doesn't define their character. It just defines their mindset at the moment. Trust me, it happens to me all the time, and I'll catch myself in one of those conversations. I'll catch myself going along with the conversation, and then I'll check myself. And I'll either remove myself from the conversation or I'll shift the conversation. And sometimes I'll even say in the conversation, like, great, I understand that we're talking about this right now, but can we actually shift the conversation, because I don't feel comfortable talking about this, right? Because people are all on their journey, and if I'm going to sit there and judge someone based on the journey that they're on, I'm really ultimately judging myself. When you love your life and you love yourself, the conversation of judging others, like, doesn't even happen. Like, it's not even in your space. Hi guys, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of people watching. Give me some heart bombs, give me some love. What's up, Elle? I just dropped Elle off at the airport. And comment if this resonates with you. Comment if you've had an experience like this. Comment if you have created affirmations or a commitment with yourself recently, especially all the Thrive girls talking, if you've set any boundaries for yourself. It's a really great boundary to set. And again, boundaries are not barriers, right? Boundaries are made from a kind place, a loving place. One of our Team Sexy girls, Cherie, is actually a therapist, and she did a whole call for us in the Thrive movement on what it looks like to set boundaries, how to set them, and how to live them, and not make them a middle finger to the world, right? Even though Pretty Girl is my new favorite song, and she talks about giving your middle finger to the world. Like, I definitely don't agree with that, but I do agree that I'm more than just a pretty girl, right? We got a voice, crown's on straight, talking about stuff that matters. But barriers are really something that you set ultimately with yourself and that play out to other people. Yes, from a loving place, all about self-love. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. Set your barrier and then set your boundary, Freudian slip. Set your boundary and then live it. And that goes along with, are you living your mission and your purpose? And does your brand represent that? Your brand is you, right? Your brand speaks louder than your words do. Your vibe, your energy introduces you in a room before you do. And people can feel your energy on social media, right? That's why I love social media, because I want to do videos. I don't want to just type a status, even though you can feel the energy. Like, my passion and my purpose and my mission comes through in videos. When I'm in the car, I'm not in the car a ton, so that's why I love doing live videos when I am. Because I can just pop my phone holder in and start talking. And it's a way for me to communicate what's on my heart. But you don't necessarily get that from a status or from a photo. So I love doing live videos on Facebook, and I love Instagram stories, even though they go away. I still love them. So I feel like I'm with you guys all day. So that's it. I mean, I just really had like a 2-hour lunch with Elle, a brunch so hard. We definitely brunch really hard. And we were talking about like high level stuff, like her and I thinking 5 years down the road, how can we collaborate? How can we make sure all of our girlfriends win? How can we make a bigger impact, right? It's not necessarily like, we're not talking about, I don't even know. Like, all I know is what we were talking about. We were talking about some really awesome stuff. So make sure you watch out for any of our collaborations, any of the Thrive movement girls. Elle is absolutely a part of Team Sexy. She's not local right now. And she was part of our first Thrive movement series, even though she's not local. This is definitely a global conversation, and we're looking to expand Team Sexy global leaders, Thrive movement global leaders. So if you're a leader in another city watching this, I talked about this on the call last night with our Queens Connect Thrive movement girls. All leader means is that you're one step ahead of someone else. So you're watching this video and you're one step ahead in the thought process. I have my Invisalign in, so sometimes it's hard to talk. You're one step ahead in the thought process of someone who didn't watch this video, right? So you're one step ahead of being like, wow, I'm in another city. And I love that Kaylee is commenting, because Kaylee is absolutely a leader in another city, and she's about to be in a whole nother city. And it's an opportunity for her to make an impact within the 5-mile radius that she's in of everyone that's there, right? Your vibe is going to attract your tribe no matter what city you're in. So why not grab a couple girlfriends, go to happy hour, and talk about how you guys can make a global impact, or meet in your living room and drink some Herbalife tea and get all jacked up and do a workout, and then talk about how you can make an impact. Because women and human beings were designed to be in tribes. Why do you think the first quote-unquote primitive people were always in tribes? Because that's actually how humans function best. And I posted a video, I think yesterday, every day feels like a week, about sisterhood and about tribe for women and how important it is. If you didn't see that, scroll back on my timeline and check it out, because it's really powerful. And it's talking about how in Western civilization now we're all so isolated. We're on our phones, we're in our cars by ourselves, right? I'm surrounded by hundreds of people right now in traffic, but I can't talk to any of them. Whereas if we were on a train or on some form of public transportation, we could all chat. I would love to be talking to people in the cars around me. Like, I love having conversations with other people and learning stuff and enriching my life with their experiences, right? So it's our responsibility to create tribes wherever we can. And a tribe could be you and another girlfriend working out together. We all go to the gym and like go on the Stairmaster and put our earplugs in and like don't talk, or our earphones, and don't talk to other people. Like, when did that happen? I want to challenge you guys to, and this is a huge challenge for me too, when you're out and about in public, like, try to look up from your phone and connect with the humans that are around you. At least smile at them and then go back to whatever you were doing on your phone. But at least make the conscious effort to connect. And 98% of communication is nonverbal. Smile. Smile at someone, right? Because why not? It's free. You can make an impact in someone's life for free today by smiling at someone, by opening the door for them, by whatever. Smiling and just being happy yourself creates oxytocin inside your body, and you feel better. So the more you give, the more you get. That's a huge, huge, huge topic. So I want to challenge you guys. Smile more, love bigger, just with the people that are around you, not necessarily with your like immediate family. Sometimes those are the hardest people to love more. Can I get an amen on that one? But it starts with you just being love in general, right? And that's going to affect the people around you. And talk about the stuff that really matters. Talk about how your heart is feeling. I don't ask people, how are you anymore. I say, how's your heart? Because if you ask, how are you, you're going to get, I'm good, I'm fine. You want to know what fine stands for? Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. So that before you say that you're fine again to someone else, think about that. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. The human condition. I'm fine. No, you're fucking not. Flip side of that, don't vomit your drama on everyone, but keep it real. I'm great. I woke up this morning. I'm working through some rough shit in my life, but I'm growing in the process. How powerful is that? Versus, I'm fine. No, you're fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional, right? Anytime I've ever answered that I'm fine, I've been those 4 things. The power of language, the power of speaking the truth. You will be set free in your life. No circumstances have to change other than you speaking your truth, speaking what really matters, setting goals with soul that you really care about. And if you're excited to learn more about how to do all of this, the Thrive movement is fucking thriving. We talked about this last night with the 28 girls, however many girls were on, and the however many other that watched the recording. It's a private women's empowerment movement. We are shifting consciousness, shifting the way that we think about things, and we're speaking the motherfucking truth. We're talking about what really matters. Why are you living the life that you're living? Is a powerful question, because you created it. It's not an easy pill to swallow if you're not loving your life. But I was there 7 years ago, and I was willing to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Instead of blaming everything around me, blaming my ex, blaming my job, blaming the pasta that I was eating every day because I didn't know how to eat healthy, or I knew how and I was choosing not to. Long, hard look in the mirror. When you point at someone, look how many fingers are pointing back at me, right? There's 2 going one way, there's 3 coming back at me. There's actually my thumb's like going somewhere else, right? 1 finger at you, 3 back at me. Personal responsibility. Creating love and confidence and a sexy boss life yourself. Don't wait for anyone else to do it for you. You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for someone else. Waiting for someone else to make you happy. Waiting for your boss to give you a raise. Waiting. Ain't nobody got time to live a mediocre life. And I know if you're in my tribe and you're watching this video, you're watching it for a reason. There's something in your life that you get to speak the truth about. For me, I get to speak the truth about creating a boundary for myself, with myself, about taking the time. ILML, I love my life. Yeah, girl. Taking the time to connect every single morning with myself and with my higher power. And I still don't do it. I've been talking about it for 2 weeks, and I still wake up every day and get busy. I don't always do it. I am way more aware of it. I am connected at all times, right? But there's a special magic that happens when I, Heather Cullen, take 2 to 5 minutes in the morning before I do anything else and just connect. It's something so simple. It's so simple to do, but it's so fucking simple not to do. And I'm really committed to creating that for myself. That connection. Been wearing my crystal a lot because it reminds me of my connection. Been wearing my Herbalife bracelets that are like sexy and swagged out and like a little edgy because they like remind me who I am. Love it. I got this one in Paris, and I got this one recently, this bright pink Herbalife Nutrition. What is Herbalife Nutrition to me? It represents a transformation company. It represents the company that transformed my life. Right? It starts with the physical. I feel amazing. I use so many Herbalife products it doesn't even make sense. But it does make sense because I'm committing to feeling the best that I could feel, so why would I not be? And it's so cool because LAX actually represents something really powerful for me. So I lived in LA for 12 years. After I played volleyball at UCLA and then stayed up there and lived up in LA and was in finance up there. And then I lived in Playa del Rey for a couple years with my ex, who taught me a lot of amazing lessons, right? And amazing is relative. I think they're amazing. They were really shitty, but they were amazing. And I started my transformation journey in LA and Santa Monica, but I actually started it inside of something called the Landmark Forum. The Landmark Forum is a transformation like workshop type business. I don't even know what to call it. It's workshops. 3-day workshops. There's a basic one and there's an advanced one. The forum and the advanced forum. And I started those actually before Herbalife. My mom and my stepmom actually were really involved in them. And it was the first time that I ever really looked at why I live the way that I live and why I think the way that I think. And it was the first time that I actually realized, had the awareness that you can have, like, you actually can take ownership over it. So when you're younger and I was not planning on talking about any of this, by the way. I'm just going to go with it. Thank you for those who are in the conversation with me. Just talking. When you're younger, right? Things happen in your life. Your parents get divorced. You move a lot. Your mom has to work and like leave you every day. Someone gets sick. Someone dies. A sibling dies, or a family member dies. There's so many different things that could possibly happen when you're young. And you make stories and you make lenses that you look at the rest of your life with when you're young. So there's like 3 different stages that you make these stories or these lenses, and then you live your life. So now you're an adult and you're like, why do I think this way? Like, why do I keep attracting certain lessons into my life? So one of mine was that I really needed love from my dad. And like, why can't he give me the love that I need? And why it wasn't a conversation on I'm not good enough. Like, Heather Cullen was always very clear. I don't know how or why. Thank you to whoever impacted me in that way. But I was always really self-confident, right? Maybe it was my athletics. It was just how I was raised. My mom always told me that I could do anything or everything that I wanted to do. My stepdad coached me in many of my sports teams. Just always pushed me and showed me, and I proved it to myself how strong I was. But there was still this relationship with my dad where I couldn't figure out why he couldn't show up the way that I needed him to show up. And in Landmark, I got really challenged, and I had the awareness that, holy shit, my dad is human. And he has his own shit and his own lenses. And he had parents too. Oh, not to mention he's a Vietnam veteran with a Purple Heart. Like, he's been through some shit. He has a really hard time showing up in this made up capacity that I think that he should be showing up in. And I released the judgment around our relationship. And I actually, for the first time in my life, got to create a relationship with my dad from an honest place, from a truthful place. And I can talk about it now, years later. I'm getting a little emotional because I'm speaking the truth. Whenever I speak the truth, my eyes start to water. It's awesome. It's how I know I'm speaking the truth. But since then, that was probably when I was about 23. So 11 years ago, I've been able to create a real, authentic relationship with my amazing, loving, incredible father that I was not able to have before that awareness. I'm able to meet him where he's at and actually receive his love from his capacity to. And I've set healthy boundaries with myself and inside of my relationship with him where I really get like what he's capable of and what he's not. And I understand my own capabilities with people and I don't judge myself. I'm actually able to connect with people and give them my love from a capacity of where I'm actually at versus where I think I should be or where I'm shaming myself. Right? I'm able to actually connect with my dad. That's huge. And that all was taking place right next to LAX, which is also where I lived and where I started Herbalife. It's so crazy how it's all in like a 5-mile radius. Really trippy. Years later, I did MITT, Masters in Transformational Training. So I did the Forum and the Advanced course of Landmark before Herbalife. A lot of the Herbalife leaders have also done that training, which is one of the reasons I was really attracted to this company, based on the leadership and their mentality and their philosophy, right? Again, I'm not talking about shakes and tabs. I'm talking about leadership at a really high level, connecting with human beings. Masters in Transformational Training I did once I had already hit Millionaire Team in Herbalife. So completely different person, later in life. This is about 4 years ago. And my relationship with my mom showed up inside of that. And I was really able to see my mom for the powerful goddess that she is and that she has become and stepped into. And I was able to tap into her childhood stuff and the fact that she had parents who were extremely interesting. And she had her own stories and trauma and stuff that she worked through and is still working through. And we're all still working through. Because our purpose as human beings is to learn the lessons. Enlightenment is not happy, floaty unicorn shooting out of your ass. That would actually hurt if a unicorn shot out of your ass, by the way. Thank you to my cousin Bonnie who pointed that out the other day. The unicorn horn, that wouldn't feel very good. Rainbows, maybe. I thought that was funny. But life is not always rainbows and unicorns, right? Enlightenment is actually surrendering and allowing the lessons. That's enlightenment, allowing the lessons and actually learning them instead of fighting them. Think about that one for a while, right? Allowing the lessons and living a big life, allowing your brightness to shine, allowing your truth to come through. And that's not always easy or fun or glamorous. It's actually really not glamorous. At MITT, man, there were some moments in there where I was not glamorous. But I had to release it. I had to let go of it. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened in there. You get to go on your own journey. I highly suggest if you have never done a transformation seminar. We actually were listening to our training this weekend, Herbalife Leadership Development Weekend. The speaker, Stefan Graziani, number 4 in the world inside of Herbalife, right? $9 billion company in over 95 countries. Kind of a big deal, right? A little bit of a big deal. He's incredible. He's so grounded, and he was speaking about Herbalife as a company that's on the level of Nike and Apple and long-term consumer nutrition. We're not talking about shakes and tabs and weight loss challenges. We're talking about strategy and like what's the branding of the company and the mission of the company and changing global nutrition, right? High-level conversations. And he was saying that he has a really hard time sitting down and reading. He's a little busy. He's number 4 in the world in a huge company, right? Massive amounts of impact. the ripple effect is real. He's a little busy. He's also a father, and they just had a baby. His beautiful wife. They're such a hot, sexy couple. Oh my God, I love them. Goals. And he was saying that, and it was like, oh my God, that's so relatable, because I'm clearly on fire and like doing a million things all the time, and I meditate to like get grounded. But reading usually lasts about 17 minutes at the most. Audibles have a little bit more of like a attention span, but I also have the tendency to like want to transcribe the books. I don't want to miss anything when I listen to Audibles. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. But he was saying like he really loves workshops and seminars where he can immerse. Reconnected. Awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear any of that. Stefan was saying how he loves to immerse himself in transformation for a weekend or 5 days or whatever it is. And I really agree with that. Like, I really agree with like going all in. I call it cannonballing when I actually do trainings on it. Like, I don't want to just toe dip and like kind of read the book and live a kind of life and get kind of results. Like, that sounds really whack to me, actually. And that's just not the people that I roll with either. Like, if you're not going to cannonball, we're probably not going to like hang out that much. Because I'm like, let's talk about changing the world. That's a big conversation. You got a cannonball to be able to even make a dent in that. So I really love that. So, I mean, shout out to anyone who's done any types of transformation workshops. I'm actually creating some really awesome Boss Babe Academy content that I'm excited to share with you guys. I'm going to be launching some really cool stuff here in the next few months. Just really excited to continue sharing. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter yet, make sure you get on that, teamsexy247.com. Check out my website. I haven't announced it yet because I'm still making some tweaks to it. I just got some professional photos done that are so sexy and so hilarious. I'm probably going to post more of like the outtakes, like the funny ones, than the real ones, because I just can't take myself seriously, you guys. They're so funny. But I mean, Team Sexy, it's all about redefining sexy, redefining what that means for people. You do not need external validation from anyone to straighten your crown and add some jewels to your crown. So it's all about you loving you and being an inspiration to the world. TeamSexy247.com. TeamSexy247 Heather Cullen is my business page on Facebook. Make sure you go like that. Feel free to share these videos, you guys. This message, I'm screaming it from the rooftops. It's time, women, it's time for us to collaborate and to empower and to rise up. Rise up. Take a stand for yourself. You do not have to live and suffer in silence. Speak out about the things that matter. I saw a woman this morning on Instagram who actually had a miscarriage, and she was posting about it, and it was the anniversary of her due date. And she wrote this incredible Instagram post about it, and I was sobbing because I could feel her. So many women have dealt with that and suffer in silence. It's my mission for women to know you're not alone. You are not alone. There are women out there who are on the other side of the pain, who are on the other side of the fear, who are on the other side of the very lesson. It might look a little different, but the lessons are the same, you guys, and it's time for us to share them. It is time for us to share them. Perfection is a fucked up, fake, whack-ass imagination conversation. Doesn't exist. Be yourself. You are enough. The things that make you strong are the times when you face plant or you hit your knees. You surrender. The resistance is so real. And then you learn that resistance is there to help you get stronger. And you share from that place. You don't share from the victim place. You don't share about the details. You share the lesson powerfully to allow other women to go, wow, this internet signal is trying to play with me. You can't stop this shine. I'm on fire. I'm actually really grounded in this message right now, that we're not alone. And that we are absolutely here as women, as healers, as light workers. You're a woman. You can create life. And if you're not identifying, you might not choose to, but you still can. You have the power to. Guess what? You're born that way. That has nothing to do with how much money you make, what you do for a living, who you are, who knows you. Nothing. You are born a powerful woman. And I'm so empowered and inspired to remind people and women who they already are. If you don't feel powerful, it's time to get off the layers, take the layers off, peel them back, peel the onion, feel the rawness, and learn how to be strong in the rawness with your heart open, with your love leading, because that's actually when you're the strongest. I used to have this mask that was like, I'm a boss and I'm running a corporation and I have the perfect relationship. No, I went home and cried every night because I felt dead on the inside at work and I felt dead on the inside at home. Not living, not thriving, not living your truth. I was not shining. I was numb. I was dulling my light with a lot of wine and a lot of crying. And that's fine. You got to go through it. Everyone has their own version of that. That was 8 years ago. And then I started my journey to get healthy. Cleaned myself out from the inside out. Remembered who the fuck I was. And I've been on my journey ever since. Do we go in and out of remembering? Yes. Comparison has been a huge lesson for me. When I stop remembering how powerful I am, it's because I'm comparing myself to other people and their journey. You have no idea what they've been through to get where they are, but yet I want to judge them based on their social media. What? That doesn't even make sense. But I can talk about it like that because I've transformed it. And now when it shows up, I go, oh, that's interesting. Comparison is coming up for me, and I'm going to choose something more powerful, like love and empowerment. But you can't make those choices when you're in it and you haven't transformed it and you haven't actually looked at it and gotten raw. Get real. Talk about shit that actually matters. Clearly I'm fired up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me for 2 minutes or for the full 30 minutes. I don't even know how long I've been talking. I have a lot to share with you guys, and I'm just really grateful for our tribe. I'm really grateful for the people that are choosing to do the work, that are choosing to open their hearts, that are choosing to say, it's okay when I fall down, and it's amazing that I have a tribe that helps me get back up, right? It takes a lot of compassion and a lot of love and a lot of strength to actually do the work. 99.97% of the population will choose not to. So if you're even just starting to do it, I acknowledge you and I honor you, because it's so worth it. It's not easy, but it is so worth it, and it's so much more fun to live life alive, to live life thriving, to live life with so much love around you. It's such a better life. Better is not even the word. There's no good or bad or wrong or right or any of that. The only thing that matters is, what are you choosing in the moment? What are you choosing? Because you're choosing every single moment. What are you choosing? Choose love, choose sexy. TeamSexy247.com. Got a lot of stuff coming for you. Make sure you get on that newsletter. The updates are going to happen there first. I love you guys so much. Have an absolutely amazing day. See you at Union Ride at 4:15 if you're coming to class. I know Deanna Espinosa is coming from Boston. She's in the house. See you at Diamond Factory if you're going to be there tonight at 6:30. I love you guys so much. Let's love bigger, shine brighter. Love you, Elle. Had an amazing time with you today. Love you, love you, love you, love you. See you guys later. Powerful, amazing, sexy boss lives. Let's go.